Hey, what's up, friends? It's Pluggo with Love Wrestling, aka Between Two Beards, aka For Exposure. I'm with the one and only G Money, Gigi Rey. How's it going, first and foremost, before we go through all the stuff we're going to go through?
It's going good. Thanks so much for having me. It's nice to see you again.
Oh, not yet. For those that don't know, this is the first time we've talked, I think, in about a year. Last time you were here for an LPW show, I think it was LPW 8. We're at like 27 of these things.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, that
Plus
I've been back at LPW. So
yeah. That is why we're here. LPW is having a big event this Saturday. West Edmonton Brawl at the mall. It's going to be a big one. Before we talk about all that and get into all those particulars, for maybe the fans that don't know you, or maybe this is the first time they're stumbling across the Gigi Rey interview, I got to ask the easy ones. How'd you get started? What was your moment in wrestling when you're like, this is what I'm going to start doing?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Edmonton. That's where I started my wrestling career. So I'm so excited to be going back to wrestle with LPW and back at West Edmonton Mall. I was just always a fan of wrestling growing up. And so then I loved it growing up ever since I was like 3 years old. It was kind of like such a core memory of mine with me and my family always watching wrestling. And then I think like, I don't know, 3.5, 4 years ago, I went to a WWE live event and I was like, you know what, I think I could do that. I want to give this a try. And so then I went to a mini camp that was hosted by Michael Richard Blaze, and it's kind of been just all snowballed from there. And now I'm down living in the States. I've been in Texas for a couple years, wrestling mostly at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. I've been to Japan. And yeah, I've had a lot of really cool things happen in this last 3.5 years with wrestling. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So 3-year-old Gigi Rey, core memory is wrestling. Who are we gravitating towards? Who's our growing up? That's the idol. That's the one. Who's the one?
Bret Hart, of course. You know, he's wearing pink. He's the good guy. He's Canadian. He was my guy growing up, and he's been my hero pretty much ever since. So
are you allowed as a Canadian not to say Bret Hart? I feel like that has to be like at least the one or two, right? Like there's always maybe like this other person that you're like, you know what, I like them too, but Bret Hart's always on the short list. Has to.
Yeah, and then like I have 2 older brothers, so all of us watch wrestling together. And then one of my older brothers, his favorite wrestler was Owen Hart. So then it's like we kind of had this like rivalry back and forth of like Bret versus Owen, me versus him all the time. So that was always kind of fun as well too.
How much furniture did you guys break? Reenacting all the moves. Okay,
so
I'm not the only one. I'm not a wrestler, but I broke many a couch. You can ask Mama Pluggo how much furniture I broke in that house watching that stuff growing up. That is super cool. You mentioned it. You've said, you know, you went to a mini camp, you know, with MRB. You're 3.5, 4 years into this thing. While I was doing my research, I was absolutely shocked that you've only been doing this for like 4 years. How has that journey gone? Because, you know, you started at the mini camp. It's something you said, you know, I wanted to try. I think I could do this. And your career has surpassed some that have done it maybe twice as long as you. No knock to anybody else, but you've really hit the ground running, so to speak. How does that feel? Is that like a pinch me moment or right place, right time?
Yeah, I don't know. It totally is. I don't know. Yeah, everything kind of happened so fast. I was fortunate enough to be able to, like, shortly after I started training in wrestling, to like move down to the States, and because I just knew I really wanted to like pursue this as best as I could, and so I kind of wanted a more opportunity, a bigger platform to do this at, and to really kind of make like a good career out of this. Like I'm a bit older in age. Like, well, you know, a lot of people start wrestling when they're like early 20s, teens. Like I didn't start till I was like 29. So I was like, if I want to do this, I gotta like try to get as much in as I can. So once I moved down to the States, and I did pretty much most of my wrestling career has been out of Texas, at Reality of Wrestling, and then kind of just other promotions in the Texas area. And it's really given me a lot of opportunities to be seen by bigger platforms and just other promotions, make connections with, you know, a lot of people that are pretty notable in this business. And yeah, I've just feel really fortunate to get the opportunities that I've had. And yeah, I'm just, I don't know, everything kind of just seemed to work out pretty well for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have to say, for such a short career, you've done things that I'm just like, wow, that's impressive, for a 20-year vet. But that's just an outsider looking in. So you mentioned Reality of Wrestling. You trained down there. You did the mini camps with MRB. Where did you? And I mean this in the most nicest way possible. You have such a chaotic style, but it's like chaos.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like
it is a little.
It's chaotic. Refined. You can hit. You have such a good strength. You can hit any move out of anywhere. The money shot looks unorthodox, but it's a thing of beauty. When did you realize, okay, I've got something here? Who maybe pushed you in that direction to maybe go that way, or is that just kind of how the cookie crumbled, so to speak?
I think it was just trying a lot of different stuff and kind of seeing what sticks and what doesn't. The money shot kind of came out of, I was like practicing to do a moonsault, and then I just like kept turning my head without kind of thinking of it, because you're in the air, you're upside down, you kind of sometimes get a little nervous. So I would just kind of turn my head a certain way because I was kind of scared of just going all the way back, and it ended up kind of turning into like a whisper in the wind sort of gimmick kind of thing. And I just kind of kept doing it, and I felt more comfortable doing that versus just a regular moonsault. And a lot of people do moonsaults, not a lot of people do kind of the whisper in the wind gimmick. So I kind of just stuck with that. And it's a little chaotic, it's a little messy, but it's like I'm kind of that way just by nature. It's like I'm not very refined. I've always kind of been a bit aloof, I guess. I kind of just do things as I feel like doing them, and I don't know, it kind of just
you're selling yourself
my
short.
Style.
It's a refined chaos. That's what I was looking for, because I'm watching it and you're in complete control, but it looks like a car wreck. And like I said, the most complimentary way I could possibly say it, because you are one of my favorites. I'm not just saying that. It's fantastic. So again, we're gonna keep going backwards a little bit. We're gonna get to the mall, guys. Don't worry. We're gonna get to the mall. It's called a tease. I gotta get you there. I gotta reel you in. But you mentioned Japan. That's always on a bucket list of most wrestlers. If you talk to them, they say, I want to get over to Japan. I want to get over to Japan. You got to take that leap. You got to go over there. What was that experience like? What did you bring back from it? What were your takeaways? What's the difference between a Japanese crowd to the American Canadian crowds that you're used to?
That was really amazing. I loved my time in Japan. And I think even if you go back to my very first interview that I did with Spencer Love, I told him that I'm like, I would really like to go wrestle in Japan. And so it's crazy that was only like 3.5 years ago. And then kind of this time last year, I did a tryout out in San Francisco with the Marvelous Wrestling Company, which is a Japanese promotion. And I ended up winning the tryout along with like 3 other people, 2 guys, 2 girls, won the tryout. And I got to go over there to work with Marvelous for 3 months. From I think end of November all the way to end of February, I was out there, and it was just amazing. Like the culture there is so different. The wrestling crowd and audience is also very different. Their wrestling is more, here we kind of call it sports entertainment. There it's kind of more of like a sport. It's not really like some promotions are more like they have more comedy or they're more like character driven, but for the most part, a lot of it is like competitor versus competitor. There's not really like heel and face. So it's like it's just 2 athletes, 2 wrestlers going head to head in a fight essentially. And so that was a little bit different, and I actually really liked that style. And the audience is a bit more quiet. They're kind of just like watching the action happen. So it was really, really cool. There's so much respect for the professional wrestlers out there. It's such a huge part of their culture. And then to be fully immersed in it, like living in a house, living right next to the dojo that we trained at, living with like some of the other girls, the Japanese girls that wrestle for Marvelous as well, learning a little bit of Japanese and just kind of learning more about their culture and the respect that they have for one another and for the sport was really, really amazing. And I'm so thankful and grateful for the time I had there and the friends that I made, the memories I made, the matches that I had are still some of my favorites. And yeah.
Which match over there was your favorite? We did ask, the fans asked. They want to know what favorite match did you have? Maybe in Japan, maybe it was somewhere else. But what was your favorite match you've ever been a part of?
Actually, my favorite match that I had in Japan, I did a tag match with my tag partner was Promise Braxton, who is actually like kind of one of my rivals here in Texas. Her and I actually won the tryout together. Both of us ended up winning.
And didn't she just won a championship at Reality of Wrestling? Did she not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken?
Well, I beat her for the championship, and then we wrestled again, and then we pinned each other, so we both lost the championship, and yeah, so it's been a little messy between her and I.
I just had to put that in there, little controversy.
A little bit. So when we went over to Japan, we kind of had to like, bury the hatchet a little bit, and we ended up being in a tag match together against this other team from Sendai, which is Miko Sanomura's promotion, called their team name is called Team 200 Kilo, and they're probably one of the best women's tag teams I've ever seen, I've ever been against, and I think it's one of my favorite matches I've ever had. It was so much fun. They're such a great team. We got to do a lot of really cool stuff. They're just like, their name's Team 200 Kilo, so that could kind of like give you an idea of like what type of team they are. They're just really big, strong women, and it was super fun. I actually haven't even seen the footage back from that match, but I know Sanomura was really happy for us after that match. She loved it. The crowd was super into it. It was such an amazing time. And
that's got to feel huge to have like a legend in the game being happy with your match.
Yes. And like she came and found us after the match and wanted to take a picture with us. And we were like, what? Like, this is crazy. Like, you're a legend. And like, that was super, super cool. And Sendai, I know on their YouTube page, they'll post matches every once in a while. I don't think they've posted that one yet. So I'm still like, I still check to see whenever they're going to post it, because it's like, I really want to watch that one back. I think I have a few clips of it on my Twitter page. But yeah, that one was super fun. Definitely one of like my highlight matches from Japan.
If I have any skin in the game, let's see if I can help out, get that done, get that match going.
That would be great.
Let's go. I mean, I already dug a little bit of a hole mentioning Promise Braxton, so we're gonna keep on moving down this train. So you get back from Japan, you're crushing it across the indie scene, and MLW comes a calling. You are the newest member of the featherweight division. Your debut match was in a title match against Janai Kai. Oh, first and foremost, how did the MLW thing come to be? What was that phone call like? And then what kind of pressure is that your debut match is in a title match? Yes, you came up short, but in my opinion, you showed out and showed that you belong in MLW.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Listen, and I'm not just blowing smoke because I brought up some sensitive stuff earlier. You look great in the match. You're there. You're part of that division now. Tell us about that experience.
That was really cool. Actually, I have to really thank one of my friends from Reality of Wrestling, Jay Alexander. Selena Del Renta had posted that they're just looking for like female talent for their upcoming Tampa show, and he tagged a bunch of us in that post, and so I don't think I would have seen it otherwise. So I hit her up and I said like, I'm Gigi Rey. I would love to come out to LLW, and then the next thing I know, I'm out going to Tampa to wrestle the champ. So that's one great thing about wrestling, this like the connections and the people that you meet, and it's really amazing when you meet people that really want to push other people along and really want to lift other people up. Sometimes you don't get that, you don't see that in wrestling, or people don't really want to lift other people up sometimes, but like when you find people that are like really good and they really just like care about others too. And he tagged like a whole bunch of other girls in it too, so that was like really like nice to kind of see someone like, kind of lift up women's wrestling for us. And I'm fortunate that like I was the one to be able to like kind of take the call on that one and like step up to the plate. And I had an amazing time at MLW. Janai Kai is no joke. I don't think I've ever been kicked harder in my life. I think she's
real then, huh?
Yeah, she's called the kick demon for a reason, and I'm sure she can kick a lot harder too. So she's an amazing champion. She's an amazing wrestler. And yeah, I hope I get to wrestle her again someday, and hopefully for the championship again sometime.
Run it back. Yeah. I say run it back.
Yeah.
If anybody in MLW's listening, let's run it back. Why not?
Yeah, I would love to run it back. I need to get some revenge on Janai Kai for some of those kicks.
Yeah, they were stiff, but yeah, like you said, you held your own. I'm glad to see it. All right, you mentioned promotions and places and people and things that aren't always about lifting you up. So it's that time. We're there. We made it. LPW talk. I'm going to try this. I have not tried this in an interview. I might get yelled at in post, but we're going to do it. It's the West Edmonton Brawl, the show featuring Rob Van Dam. Gigi Rey, you're right there on the graphic, on the poster with the Foros twins. It's August 17th. We're going to the mall. How does it feel, first and foremost, before we talk about your match, to wrestle at the West Edmonton Mall? Now, I'm from the States. I'm not from Canada. I'm not from West Canada. I hear that this is like a huge deal. Big deal.
Yeah, so. It's crazy. Like, West Edmonton Mall is the biggest mall in North America. It's in my hometown in Edmonton, and like I'm from Edmonton, and I grew up going to the mall like every summer. They used to have these, like, because at the mall, for people that don't know, there's a whole bunch of attractions there. There's a water park, there's an amusement park, there's a skating rink, there's mini golf, there's a submarine. I don't know if the submarine's around anymore. They had dolphins at one point. They have sea lions now. It's like it's a huge, and it's like a huge shopping mall. So it's like I would spend pretty much every summer going to West Edmonton Mall, going to the water park, going to Galaxyland, riding all the rides with like some of my best friends. And like I have so many, again, core memories from like wrestling and West Edmonton Mall are like my two like childhood memories. And now fast forward to like 30 some years later, I get to go there. I'm on a poster next to Rob Van Dam and like the TikTok sensations of War, which is hanging over the Ice Palace. So I'm like, and I was just like a young girl from like Edmonton. And so it's so surreal and so crazy. And I'm so excited for like Love Wrestling to like have this platform. Like Spencer has done such an amazing job like building up this promotion in such a short amount of time. And it really is probably, I would say, if not one of like the biggest promotions in Canada. And so to have a huge show like this at West Edmonton Mall that has such world-round recognition is really, really amazing and really cool. And I'm so excited to be a part of it and to be able to come home for the summer and wrestle on the show.
Yeah, when Spencer, we'll put him over a little bit. I know on Thursday nights I don't put him over much, but we'll break down that wall here. I always tell him, and I tell all the wrestlers that I talk to, like, even if I didn't work here, LPW would be on my watch list. It's such a great promotion. Everybody's fantastic. It looks amazing. This is a big deal. That's enough nice things about Spencer. But no, he definitely he wanted you to be a part of it. How was that when getting like that call to be like, hey, we want you to be a part of this, as somebody who's been in LPW a few times, as one of the early onset, talents, you got the call. Like, how does that feel first and foremost?
It feels amazing. Like anytime Spencer invites me to come to a show, it's like I will do whatever I can to try and be there. I love everyone at LPW. It really, I know it's like I wasn't there on their first show, but like everyone that's part of LPW is originally like my original wrestling family. MRB, Zoe, Taryn, Teve, Stephen Crow, like all those guys that's who I'm going home to like see and train with. And yeah, so to kind of just see how big this promotion has grown in such a short amount of time and to kind of be a part of it, even though I'm like, down in the States and stuff. And it's always nice to like come home. I say it a lot, but like, and it kind of sounds kind of corny, but there really is no place like home. And like, and Edmonton is that for me. Mill Woods is that for me. And yeah, it's kind of cool that it's like, I don't know, everyone knows about like Mill Woods in the States now. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. Putting it on the map.
Yeah.
Putting the whole city on your back. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's like. I live in a bigger city. Nobody knows me like that. Maybe I start repping my city. Before we talk about the match and get you out of here, you mentioned the mall is a core memory for you. And I couldn't talk about a wrestling event in the mall without asking, when you get to that mall, what's the first store you're going to? Where's Gigi Rey shopping? What's the move? I know when I was a younger Pluggo and I was going to the mall, I was hitting up those Hot Topics and those Spencers thinking I was cool.
Yeah.
Walking around the mall with my friends, buying gag gifts, thinking I'm funny. Not anymore.
So ever since I've been a kid, our parents would always take us to like West Edmonton Mall, and there's this one entrance near the water park that we would always park at, and that's just like still the entrance I park at. And so like I think when you go in, obviously the mall has like changed a little bit now, but I don't know, it's just like this like tiny little side entrance. There's not really like an anchor store there. It's just like this little entrance that's like beside the water park. But that's where I would park. Otherwise, sometimes I park at Simon's, which is like now a big anchor fashion store, so you can like walk through there. The clothes are too expensive, and then yeah.
Always park at that. It's a Macy's at my mall, and it's like I can't afford any of this. Where's the outlet stores? How about the food court?
The food court's good. It's changed a bit. Like they used to have like I think it's still called Bourbon Street. It was kind of based off like New Orleans, like Bourbon Street, where they had all like the nice sit down restaurants.
Yeah.
So I'd always go like there. There used to be a Boston Pizza there. I don't know if there's still a Boston Pizza there anymore, which is like or like I don't know. All Canadians know Boston Pizza. It's just like I don't know what you could compare it to. I don't know. It's just like a very classic pizza, everything you can get type restaurant.
If I need to know about Boston Pizza, we need to get JPJ on this thing. So he's from Boston. He would know. So you're hitting up Boston Pizza.
It's called Boston Pizza, but it's like Canadian. Like I don't think it has anything to do with
it's just a clever name.
Yeah.
But you don't think it's still there then?
I don't know if it's there or not. It's been a while because I know they changed the look of Bourbon Street quite a bit, I think, to make it look maybe a bit more modern. But yeah, they definitely had a BP's. Well, yeah, we call it BP's, but Boston Pizza there before.
I don't know with a big mall like West Edmonton.
All my Canadian people, like
they'll know in the comments. Let us know. Let me know. School me up on the Boston pizzas. I'm sure when Spencer and Zach and everybody watch this from Love Wrestling that are in Canada, they're going to be like, Pluggo, you moron. This is like the greatest pizza of all time. And I'll be like, I don't know. I'm from Indiana.
Yeah, there is one pizza. It's called the Great White North. So it is a very like Canadian place. But if I'm going to the food court, I'm definitely going to A&W, which is like my favorite.
Oh, you still have A&Ws?
Yes. We don't really have them here in the States. There's like a couple sprinkled around, but when I get back at home, I'm like, Mom, take me to A&W.
That combination KFC AEW was the best. We had one right down the road, and it's just gone.
They sell like one out for A&W in like the grocery stores down here, but they don't. There's no A&Ws down here.
No, they're falling apart. That's unfortunate. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to push all my political chips to get your matches out. If we get AEW back for Gigi Rey, can we do that? Can we get that done?
They have the best onion rings, the best burgers, the best fries, the best 100%. Beer.
If you haven't eaten at an A&W, you're missing out, and I feel sorry for you. Yeah. But I'm sure there's other things that people would say that about me, but personally, that was always my favorite to walk over to right after work, and grab me a burger and an onion ring and the tap. They had the root beer on the tap.
Yes.
Oh, yes. All right. We talked enough food. I could talk food for hours. I don't want to keep here to talk food. We're here to talk business. You got a big match coming up. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go. It worked so well the first time. You got a big match coming up with Jasmine Allure and Nicole Matthews, who you have wrestled separately a few times, but never, has this ever happened in a three-way? How do you prepare for this three-way match between two of these legends when it's hard enough to do that one-on-one?
Yeah. So I've wrestled Nicole once at LPW in Edmonton and came up on the losing end on that one, but she's such a veteran in this business, especially like in the Canadian wrestling scene and in the States too. Like I know a lot of my friends down here have wrestled her or want to wrestle her. So I'm excited to get back in the ring with her. And Jasmine, I actually see Jasmine pretty often. We're both here in Texas, so we're kind of running similar circles, and yeah, we've wrestled a few times, and she's no joke either. She's super tough, and she's kind of been all over the map. She's been in WoW, she's been a lot of stuff in AEW, and yeah, she's so talented, and both of them are. So I'm really excited to get back in the ring with the both of them, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, like you said, what am I? Organized chaos or something?
Organized chaos. Trust me, it works. I was like, how do I serve that question up to her without making it sound like it's a bad thing? Like it's perfect. It works so well. But yeah, so they've got to be looking out for you. So it's a triple threat match. And you mentioned you came up on the losing end of Nicole Matthews. I think it was LPW 8. I know Spencer in the comments will be yelling. It was 9. It was 12. I think it was 8 because I think we talked about it for the LPW show. You've also came up a couple other times. Your record maybe in LPW is not the greatest. What would it mean to get a big? I know. The hard hitting jerk. I have to. I don't like to be this guy, but I gotta ask. What would it mean to pull off a win in West Edmonton Mall with everything we've talked about already today? against these two in LPW, what would that mean to get your hand raised on Saturday?
Oh, it would mean so much. It would really just kind of be the cumulation, is that the right word to say, of kind of this whole year that I've had, especially since going to Japan, coming back. I don't think I've been back wrestling in Edmonton since I've returned. Have I? Oh no, I did do one LPW show. I was in the scramble match kind of as a kind of a surprise, which was super fun. But again, in that didn't come on the winning end on that either. So I
don't know what you're talking about.
To be on the biggest show of LPW's, I think, history so far, and to be in my hometown, to be at the Ice Palace, to be, I don't know, it would really mean a lot. So I'm really proud of everything I've been able to do, and I know my family and my friends are proud of me regardless. But I would really I really want to show them that I am one of the best, and I can do this, and it would just be awesome to get that win on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to it, and they better watch out, because I'm going to be a bull in a china shop coming out at them.
There's the headline. Gigi Rey shoots hard on Nicole Matthews and Jasmine. Bull in a china shop. She's calling. And before I get you out of here, because I have to, because this is a callback to the first time we talked, because you are the first person that I know of in LPW history to get pyro. Do we have pyro? Can we have pyro at the mall? Is that allowed? First of all,
I hope so. We're going to be on the ice rink, so it'll cool down if it's too hot, I guess. So I don't see why not.
I know that Spencer does not like fireworks, and when I saw that, I was instantly a Gigi Rey stan. I said, "This is it, Team G money for life," because she gets pyro, and I love pyro. So before I get you out of here, let's hope we can get to pyro. I don't know if we can clear. I don't know what the mall standards are, the fire marshals. I don't know anything about that. So I'm just going to say, let's hope we get it done. But before I get you out,
I won't be hurt if we don't, though.
Okay.
Because the initial pyro was pretty cool.
Yeah, I will understand if we can't make that happen, because, whatever, it's a mall. I get it. Kids, things, I got it. I'll understand. But before I get you out of here, because I've taken up a lot of your time talking about a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff today, why don't you let the fans know where they can find you, what you got coming up outside of the West Edmonton Brawl?
So you can find me on Instagram, Gigi Wrestling, on X, also Gigi Wrestling. I just finally made a Facebook page, so if you just search Gigi Rey, I'm on there as well. I'm trying to be more active on Facebook, because I know I have a lot of friends and family that want to see my stuff through Facebook. So you can find me on there. I'm usually at Reality of Wrestling once a month. You can see me active on there. Wildcat out of New Orleans, Louisiana. I think I'm going to be there in October. I know I got to look at my schedule. It's kind of all over the place, but that's kind of the biggest stuff. And then LPW this weekend. I'll be out in Vancouver in the beginning of September as well too, with ASW All-Star Wrestling. So yeah, see me there.
She threw a lot at you there, folks. Follow her on socials. You won't be disappointed.
Yes.
I promise. It's beautiful chaos. It's controlled chaos. It's wonderful. Just follow her. But like I said, Gigi, thank you so much for taking time out today to talk West Edmonton Mall, everything that you've accomplished. We're super proud of you. We can't wait to see you Saturday at the mall, wrestling Jasmine, Allure, and Nicole Matthews at the West Edmonton Brawl with a meet and greet with Rob Van Dam. The Voros twins are going to be there, and most of your favorite LPW Day One alums will also be in action. So please stay tuned to all of our social media pages here at Love Wrestling CA on all social medias for updates as the matches come closer and closer to the date. Once again, Gigi Rey, thank you. And as always, I am Pluggo. You know where to find me. I'm not going to bore you with that spiel. Until next time, friends, we're out.